Today I'm here with the one and only hot entrepreneur, cannabis celebrity, jack of all strains.
Jack of all strains.
That's a pretty good one, huh? Rezwan Khan, how are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Jackie?
I'm good. Smoking a blunt. Can't be pretty bad. Come on. No, how are you? Sorry.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I have you here today because you have a lot of exciting projects going on.
I have a lot going on right now. I mean, I think we could sit here and probably talk for like an hour and a half about it.
Yeah, we're all pretty talkative. So.
Yeah.
But it's okay, so please tell me. You have a lot of exciting things going. Now, why don't you first introduce yourself to the viewers, let them know who you are, why you are who you are, and
why I am who I am.
Yeah.
My name is Rezwan Khan, and I'm this way because my mama made me like this, and I love her for it. That's a little shout out for you, all right? Everybody loves my mom.
I've never met your mom, but thank you so
we
much
all do.
for.
My mom, she's out there. She'll appreciate the shout out.
Thank you so much for making such a great person to this. You're like,
thank you.
Her giving birth to you,
I feel so
such
flattered.
a good, such a big, attribute so much to the weed game. Your mom doesn't even realize it. Just by giving birth.
You know what's funny about my mom and the weed game? I smoked my mom out for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't even know what she was. Actually, yeah, she's cool. I can say this. Yeah, so I smoked my mom out for the first time, and she worked for the airlines for like 30 years, and so she never could. But she was always cool with me smoking. And so finally, she was at the pad like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, so this is recently?
This was recently,
wow.
like as a grown-ass man, like now, like this day and age. I was so excited. I was like, come on out. She's like,
what did she smoke? What did you smoke your mom out for the first time?
Wow.
What kind of flowers did you give the woman of your life?
I can't even remember, but I have to assume that it was either some like Skittles or some sherbet, something terpy, something that she would have a good, tangy, that's what it was. I smoked my mom out some tangy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did
People
like
that don't
it?
smoke that much, it's always good to give them like a tangy or a shirt, something where they're like, that tastes so orangey.
Well, that's what my mom, she smoked once in high school and her face is falling off or something, so she hates it. And when I was in high school and I got caught smoking weed, that was like grounds to go to rehab. Like, oh my god, like it was not cool.
Actually.
But my dad, different story.
You know, it's funny that you just said that. I didn't even know where to start. And you asked what made me like this. Jokingly, I was like my mom, but now you really hit something. You said rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can attribute everything to the court system.
Okay.
Yeah. I started smoking when I was 12, and when I was way too young, actually.
We have an endocannabinoid receptor system, though. Now that we know that we need it in our diet, not necessarily that kids should be smoking, but I do believe that they should have some dosage of CBDs in their daily diet, like put them in their oatmeal.
CBDs in every child's oatmeal.
So it's okay. You weren't too young.
Right.
Maybe to be sparking.
You notice how I caught myself. I was like 12, and I was like, that's gonna come off as like an endorsement. So, all right, here's the deal.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Maybe you could bleep out when he says his age.
You know what? Bleep it, not bleep it. Bottom line is this. I ended up getting caught.
How'd you get caught? Oh my god, when you get caught when you're stoned in those early days,
No, not by my parents. I got arrested.
Ooh.
And so I ended up getting
juvenile.
kicked out of school. Well, they wanted to send me to juvie. And instead of juvenile hall, we made a deal, and I had to go to a drug rehab, NA, and I had to relocate
How do you do the blood as you say this? It's so bad.
I had to relocate to San Diego from LA. And so when I was in rehab, I met my friend Steve I. And Steve I is the one who had got me or introduced me to Shay, and really where the whole seedless thing came from.
Okay. Well, if the viewers don't know, this is Rez from seedlSs, and seedlSs is one of the most OG brands in the game. It's been for the longest time with me. I remember early 2000s. I was in junior high, okay, and my biological dad lives out here, in OB, and come visit. And I remember the first time I ever heard of seedlSs, he had this shirt, and it was just all trees and said seedlSs, and he was explaining to me what Sensi is, and I was just like, oh, of course this is my genes, but so I remember, and this is back, I guess, when you guys were still slinging at the swap meet. You guys had a booth and stuff?
By 2000 we were already
the shirt was old though, you know what I mean? It was worn.
We started in 92.
Okay.
1992 Seedless started. So I mean, a lot of people probably weren't even born yet.
Oh, sorry. I'm just cheating.
1992 is when we started, and then we ended up kind of evolving from a clothing company into a production company where we started doing a lot of parties. We Seedless 420 parties and a bunch of concerts. And then we evolved into a marketing and merchandising consulting and fulfillment firm for the cannabis space.
Okay.
So people would come to us and we would provide them with artwork or put together promotional campaigns or advertising campaigns for them. And
really dope stuff. Beautiful. Yeah. Can we throw up some of the seedless images?
Seedless images? Well, I mean...
I'm an ex-curator, but I guess always once a curator, always a curator. I had a couple art galleries in downtown, and we had, I became friends with Arrow. And he did some of the stuff. And so it's a really great artist, and like what I love, like you guys always have like the dopest mural in OB. And OB is like people who don't know about Ocean Beach and San Diego. We're both kind of natives here. It's a real hippie type town.
OB's the shit.
How would you like?
It froze. It's a frozen back in time.
It's California's last true beach town.
Check it out.
Think about it. There's no other beach town. It's a true beach town. Like
aside from that, we live on a peninsula.
Right.
So that peninsula, it kind of serves to cut Ocean Beach and Point Loma off into its own little island, like cut off from the rest of the world.
Oh yeah.
And I love how once you get into Ocean Beach, like past the mouth of OB, there aren't any like franchises or big corporations.
Right.
Everything's mom and pop.
There was Starbucks because there was a Starbucks on Newport. There was like they threw a huge fit over it.
Yeah, it was a major protest.
Yeah, it was like a lot of bullshit. Newport, it's all local. If you ever come to San Diego, you have to come and support one of the local businesses in Ocean Beach for sure. So.
Or, I mean, wherever you might be sitting, just go online and go to www.seedlessclothing.com and buy all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Like, just buy shit.
Yeah, it's great.
We're actually expanding and have started to release products into the market.
Like Costa Rica, right?
Well, actually,
you guys are like
our largest market globally has been in Tokyo, in Japan.
Okay.
Now we have Seedless Costa Rica, Seedless Brazil, Seedless. We're setting up a distribution in Spain and another one in Panama, I think. That's the latest one. So yeah, it's been blowing up. But I think I was talking more about. So there's the difference. Here's what happened that changed everything. For the longest time, especially I've been in this industry now for almost 20 years.
Right.
And for the longest time, I mean, it was a fight. It was really a fight. And when Operation Pipe Dreams had happened, we were raided. See, the George Bush administration and John Ashcroft underneath George Bush said that we were at the heart of a criminal conspiracy to subvert the youth of America. They raided our warehouse. At the time, it was Seedless and Zong, with the DEA, the FBI, the ATF, the CIA, the Secret Service, who I thought was just supposed to protect the president and important people, but they also raid weed clothing companies too. So.
But no weed, actually. No,
we
it was
just
we
made clothes. We made clothes.
It was all paraphernalia.
No, because they said that through our marketing, we were
so that ground that's
endorsing and being suggestive about minors taking illegal substances, and that we were, and this is the quote, at the heart of a criminal conspiracy to subvert the youth of America.
So you guys are
just nasty.
POWs of this nasty drug war that's stupid.
My partner Shay got it worse because I wasn't on paper as an owner yet. So him and his wife caught felonies over the shit, which sucks because even to this day I have to go and take my godson, his children, to school to do like their school events and stuff because of their felonies they can't participate in the school events for their children.
What?
Because of nothing. So when I say that I've been in this fight for a minute, and it after Seedless and then working with High Times and starting to write for them and judge the cups and really get into the cannabis industry. I realized, like, all right, if I want to play their game, I need to play their game. So I went to law school and I went and got my own JD. And then I started to
no big deal.
It's just, it had to be done. Because then I was able to speak and watch my voice carry further.
Right.
And I was able to get myself in rooms where I couldn't before.
It took you as, it made you more of a legit stoner. You know, maybe
I mean,
to the corporate world and the people who are outside of understanding what anything has to do with the weed or anything. You get by having that education and going forth with that, you know, it kind of gives you more of a validation. Like you're like, okay, well, we'll listen to you.
They can't talk shit anymore. They can't say that he's a skeezy stoner and like no. And truthfully, I didn't even think I wanted to use my law degree for that per se. I think I went specifically for business and intellectual property for stuff like that. Right. And then my first year of law school, I started interning with Lance Rogers, who's a prominent marijuana attorney in the space. I had thrown a party with Normal a few years ago, and they said, if you ever need any help, call us. And so Alan St. Pierre and Keith Stroop, they friends of mine, they told me to hit them up if I need anything. So when I started going to law school, I hit up Keith in Washington, and I was like, hey, maybe you can set me up with an attorney in your guys' network. They shot me over to Lance, and the rest is history. I mean, I did a lot of damage with Lance and still work incredibly well with him. You guys
worked really hard on a very biased case, but the Rezwan Jackson, that was huge. And
Rezwan was huge. Rezwan was really special for me because while in law school and interning for Lance, I was able to see a side of the district attorney's office and the criminal justice system that I really believe no other trial would have been able to show me. And so that on its face was really an incredible experience. But beyond that, I think, the case eventually going up the chain and making and setting precedent in California to allow storefront dispensaries to exist was an incredible feather to put in my hat. But even more rewarding was the fact that years later, when my professor in law school, Professor Craig, was arguing the Orlowski case, which was an incredible landmark decision, stating that you didn't even have to have a formal collective to have the affirmative defense, the MMJ defense. He cited the Rezwan Jackson case in his work. So to have your law professor cite your work is a full circle feeling that it was amazing.
That's good. Good shit.
Yeah.
You bring a lot. Like I was saying. Thanks to your mom. Look at that. No, that's huge. So you went to law school and you have your thing going with seedless and everything, but you took seedless global, but you're also on another global scale doing things. Why don't you tell me what you got with the works in Canada and DNA?
Yeah. There's been a lot going on. So I've been after law school. I decided to start working as a business development and marketing consultant for the cannabis space. I already have the preeminent marketing firm in the cannabis space, seedless. We do the artwork for all the High Times Cannabis Cups, all the Champs Glass Games, a lot of the top seed companies, genetic companies, pretty much all the biggest hitters in the industry. So having that experience and that 20-year career of what the cannabis space really is and who those players are has really given me a competitive advantage in supplementing the what I've learned in law school or what I've learned through.
Well, you've already established yourself as a cannabis celebrity just with everything that you've done with.
I mean, I wouldn't say celebrity. I grind. I'm not. I wouldn't say that.
I do. I would say that.
Well,
I go to a lot of these events and I meet a lot of big names and stuff, and I definitely put you up there. And it's like a patriotic thing too, because it's 1502.
Oh yeah. We're taking OB. We're taking OB to the moon.
Yeah, so that's another thing. It's but you have that, and and with your education, it just.
Well, it made sense. It made sense that
I couldn't think of a better consultant.
What I wanted to do. Well, I have teams of attorneys that I work with. Right. Joshua Hamlin,
great
Nate Shaman, Lance Rogers, Jeff Lake, Michael Sindrich. I mean, there's a lot of different cannabis attorneys in the space. Here in San Diego seemed to become a hotspot. After law school, I found myself in a very unique position. I had a vantage point kind of at this crossroads of I understand the legal side of this, but I also understand the business side of it, being a business owner in the space. But then more importantly, having seedless becoming a marketing firm, I really got a first-hand, front row seat at exactly what's going on everywhere. Yeah. Through High Times, through seedless, through all of it. Yeah. So I put together a group, of marketing team, design teams, lawyers, and everything else, and then kind of fly around the country and the world, kind of conducting them all and pointing them in directions and trying to figure out how to get medicinal marijuana in people's hands in states that have a medicinal program, or countries that have a medicinal program, or for the few states that have gone recreational, really try to dial in the business model there and figure out what that looks like. But really, that's what we've been up to.
Nice.
You were asking about Canada, and it was really interesting to see the type of progress that the government is making up there. Obviously, the administration up there is now amenable to to
so
legalization, right? So we're going to see things move a lot quicker. Absolutely. The significance of the deal up there, I think, is that it was an international cannabis deal. Our client, DNA Genetics, is a seed company based in Amsterdam.
Right.
And they cut the deal with Tweed, which is a publicly traded company in Canada. And the concept of executing an agreement for a genetic lease and for them to show up on ground and verify genetics and be able to use legal mechanisms and protections and actually be able to get paid above board, whether it be in stock or whether it be in cash payment or whatever.
Well, that
for this to all be done with
is great payment.
Well, I'm saying for all this to
how
be
they're
done
able to manufacture that on that type of scale. It's huge because it's legal.
I mean, they're doing hundreds of millions every couple months, every cycle, and you realize that to do that underneath,
it makes my heart rate go fast. I swear.
to be there and be doing it all underneath the government with the cooperation of the government in Health Canada and have everything watched and everything. We're in like hazmat suits and it's a glimpse of the future.
Wow.
And we're already there. It's over. I mean, it isn't a matter of when. We're already there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think here in the United States,
we've
already, and I've seen already with my own eyes that big tobacco's already flipped script.
Oh, you're talking about Kentucky.
The switch has already been flipped. They've already yanked all the tobacco out of the ground and they've already planted CBD in Kentucky. And to see that is just amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of how strict San Diego's been and everything, they recently in the last year they allowed for is it a lottery system for the licenses, right? Or I don't know, but you have one of these and you're opening a collective.
My partner Alex and I are opening our collective Friday.
Can you explain to them, tell them what's going on, and explain to them why this is such a big deal because of all the shit we had to go through.
This is really exciting. So, first of all, in San Diego, when you say all the shit that we've had to go through, San Diego has been a shit show, and we've really been dragging our ass on putting something in place and actually getting licensed shops up and running. Now that we're starting to finally get on the right track, we hope to see a lot of this, the issues that we've seen, a lot of the civil action from the cities, a lot of the bullshit and the raids stop. We actually are opening up on Friday, Southwest Patients Group, and it's going to be down in San Ysidro. And something that's really special about this place is that we have a lot of space. It's going to be a 7,000 square foot place.
Whoa!
And we're not just going to open a dispensary. We're opening the San Diego Cannabis Science Center. Let me explain. First time that I ever went to Amsterdam, and I walked into a coffee shop, and I pressed the button, and a dark frame screen lit up. And I looked at the menu lighting up. I was like, "Wow, that's awesome!" And it was almost like it was like this childish kind of "Oh, look at that magic!" You press the button and the screen lights up.
Willy Wonka.
It was really cool, right? I also had a very similar feeling at this other coffee shop that had microscopes set up, and then they would have nugs and hash underneath, and you would go and look through it, and you're like, "Oh, that's so cool!" That was the first time I'd ever seen in person like an up close, shot of the trichome. Right?
Right.
So, again, this interactive almost feeling that was, it hit a chord. When you were a child and you went to the Science and Space Museum,
I love it.
and all of the exhibits were
I still
interactive.
do. I still walk through there.
You know what I'm talking about?
Tuesdays here we get it free in San Diego.
Well, so you know the feeling of those interactive exhibits where you walk up and you learn about something and it's got some kind of right? We're gonna create that at the dispensary so that we're gonna have a cannabinoid replenishment center where you can learn about what that means, and then you can get a type of product, like a ratio is a new product that's come out, where you can have a CBD, THC, or CBG, CBN.
Then you educate the patients.
Absolutely.
That's huge. I always try to, I stress that to people. I'm like, an educated patient is the best patient because they're going to know what they're putting into their body. They're going to know how to properly medicate what they have because there's so many different ones.
We're aiming,
you guys are doing.
Well, we're aiming to
done.
educate and inform people, and that's going to be our first kind of responsibility before we provide any safe access to medicine. It's first and foremost, it's going to be educating the public. So, for example, another thing we're going to do is we're building a movie theater in there, and then actually producing like 15-minute movies, like those IMAX movies that you see. But like imagine the CNN Sanjay Gupta special broke down into 15-minute movie. Or imagine a movie about cannabis from gray area to green rush, and you start with the whole it's the devil's lettuce,
reefer
madness, and then watch it go to the green rush. Oregon did $100 million in the first week of pot sales. So take you along that line and show the transition. Have one specifically about cancer. Have one specifically about the production of concentrates, hydrocarbon solvent, and all the rest, and non-solvents.
So will that be open to the public or just patients?
No, just patients.
Just patients.
Just patients. I mean.
So what about public education? Because they get the adverse people.
Public education.
But I feel like that's.
Isn't that what we're doing right now to a degree?
Right.
Anybody can log on.
But I just I want everyone to watch those movies. Can they will they be able to watch them on?
I mean, eventually, I think the production company that we have will sell them some capacity or provide them or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Excuse me.
Netflix.
I don't know. We'll see. But either way, we're gonna create a place where, or we have created a place. Actually, we're gonna open it on Friday, where there's going to be these different modules or different kind of exhibits that would double as a merchandising solution to showcase whatever products are there and available for you to get. But at the same time, is going to be presented in a way that informs you and educates you on what you're doing, and we're gonna have a knowledgeable staff there that can help you. We're really excited about it.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
The coolest part about it, actually, how could I forget this? See, at San Diego, we've been kind of cut off and at a loss for a lot of the top products in the cannabis space. A lot of the biggest extractors or edible makers or people that are making certain products, they don't really sell them in San Diego. They have them all in the Bay or LA.
That's
and
a great point.
Yeah, we're gonna have Dabalicious, we're gonna have Moxie, we're gonna have Holy Water, we're gonna have a lot of the stuff that people couldn't ever get in San Diego will be available.
Weed on the wholesale side too is way more expensive in San Diego than it is anywhere else in the state. So just on the flowers section, we don't get any you're right. Any of the stuff you see on Instagram or those crazy brands or the stuff that's just Disneyland, unless you travel up and down the coast a lot, and you get to bend to the different collectives and stuff. But that's huge.
Disneyland.
My
backpack is Disneyland.
It is. Can we talk about that?
What's up? Go for it. What are you talking about? She wants to talk about my backpack. My backpack's got jets.
Okay. Yeah. So he rolls up here and he's just
Let's talk about concentrates.
Okay.
Let's talk about concentrates real quick.
Concentrates.
So
an article just came out. Speaking of concentrates, you just wrote an article explaining all the different types of what concentrates are and
it was pretty much
legalities behind it.
It was a comparative state law
for high
study.
Times. Tell us
for high times. It was in the DAB report, the November issue, and I mean essentially what it talks about is that with the federal government still taking the position they're taking, Schedule 1, we're not going to weigh in, but we're still going to leave the states up to let them do what they're going to do. We have a weird patchwork of laws that's kind of a mishmash and spread across the board. Some states have legalized medically, some states have legalized only CBDs for medical use.
And then you mentioned that in the article, and that's an important point too, and I try to educate patients all the time, is how that's not very, very beneficial because actually people have, you need an entourage effect. The CBD's mixed with at least a small percentage of THC so that they both actually,
well, depending on what it is that you're using it for and what product you're using, you're.
So those laws are kind of CBD only laws are kind of they're
Well,
good, but they're
short-sighted.
right.
They're you know, and I say this in the article. You have to wonder if people are basing the laws off of one CNN special or one article they read or just one lobbyist that got in their ear. Because when you legalize something just for use with epilepsy, but not with cancer, or not with glaucoma, or not with some.
Yeah, there's so many different.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder what was the motivation in even getting this done.
Right.
So the article, it takes a look at the different types of laws in the country, the types of progress that we're making, and really, there seems to be a lot of questions around concentrates. It's been a matter of concern from a public health and safety standpoint in terms of residual butane that people believe is still in the concentrates they're smoking, or whether we're talking about the dangers associated with backyard blasting and these different manufacturing labs and people blowing themselves up. It's been a hot topic, and so
it's been a huge hot topic.
There's a lot of advantages associated with smoking a concentrate, and so and then the people just they've spoken, they like it.
Yeah.
So there's got to you have to reconcile those two things, and so I think.
Speaking of concentrates, you had some of this non-solvent, God snot. I don't even know.
God snot.
Yeah. There was
you
just.
caught me at a good time. I'm actually in the middle of judging
a wonderful
the World
time.
Cup for High Times. We're doing the Cup in Jamaica. I'm judging non-solvent hash. I'm also doing a seminar there, a bunch of legal stuff and business development stuff, as the legal correspondent for High Times. So that'll be in Jamaica, November 12th through 16th.
Oh, I think.
So I brought my pack with me.
Normal's
so that's
gonna be
that's
there.
What you got. Yeah, Normal will be
Yeah.
there.
All right.
United and it feels so good.
So you're judging the concentrates, and we had some of these non-solvent. Just I don't even know. Just like this.
Cuban Tech.
Yeah. Wow. What did you know? $200 a gram retail.
That's what it retails for, but it's. Some of these things, I think it's stacked. They're hard to come by, like holy water. The holy water is like the type of thing where it's like it doesn't even matter how much it costs. You can go everywhere and nobody has it.
Right. Just a good.
Holy water. It's a high terpene extraction.
Yeah.
It's like extract the extract.
Yeah.
I wasn't as much talking about expansion that way with seedless. I meant products specifically. What I meant was that. We started a new company, seedlSs LLC, that is specifically there not to sell clothes, not to sell hats, not to provide marketing services or artwork or anything like that.
It's still seedless.
Still seedless.
But what does it do?
Products. Products that would be associated with more of an adult use, more of an 18 and up. No, get your mind out of the gutter, not sex stuff. Weed stuff.
No,
weed stuff. Rolling papers.
Rolling papers. That's
glass.
That's smart. Glass.
Bomb cleaner.
That's great.
Detox drink.
All right.
A seedless line of eco-conscious butane. Okay. Seedless torch. The seedless nail, or the S nail, or the snail. We're gonna do the whole Get Slow campaign. Hashtag Get Slow. It's the seedless Get Slow campaign. It's gonna be the snail, and we have this artwork for this ripped ass snail pulling a trail of some dabs, and he's pulling it like all this slime of wax. And
that makes so much sense.
And it's gonna be the snail, the S nail, the seedless snail. There's going to be a ceramic snail, a titanium snail, and on the box for the titanium snail, I'm going to make the snail look all T2, all cyborg and shit. And then there's going to be a medical grade titanium snail, and he's going to have a medical coat on. And there's going to be the quartz snail, and he's going to have like a monocle and shit, and like be all classy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is
we're
great.
Not fucking around. Seedless glass. We got a Jerome Baker, Silica, Sheldon Black, all coming out with like super sick pieces that we're releasing, rigs. Bongs. I call weed. I don't call weed
you probably have PTSD from like what happened with the raids because of so I get it, like the whole water pipe thing, or like saying have you ever said bong at the black, they kick you out?
My partner Shay, he's definitely more sensitive about it because he caught a felony over that. He has kids and a wife. Right. He has things to lose. Right. I don't have anything to lose. They can come after me all they want. This is what I believe in. I don't really care. I'm opening up a weed shop on Friday. So I'm committed to providing safe access to medicine for medical patients in the state of California. I'm also committed to really skinning everything in the cannabis space and the weed industry with the best look possible, whether it's High Times, whether it's seedleSs, whether it's any one of the companies that we work with. I'm committed to fighting the fight on every fight, whether it's in the trenches, in courts with Lance or with other attorneys, Joe Von Jackson case, stuff like that, or whether it's cutting edge business deals in the cannabis space, like the one that I did with attorney Josh Hamlin for Tweed and DNA, whether it's working on, application, the application submission process or approval process as they vary by different state health, state Department of Health. I'm willing to fight the fight wherever they want to take it.
You're like a weed general. Or like, what's the highest one? A colonel?
I would say more like a mercenary at this point.
Oh, okay.
Because they can hire us through any one of our offices. So
you're Genghis Khan. That's right? What it is. You're
Shere Khan. I like Shere Khan.
Okay, well, there you are. You're the green Shere Khan. There you go. Boom.
Boom.